morning. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Living the Amazing Life podcast with yours truly, Coach Tim Harrell. I have a special guest on the show with me today, my good friend, my spiritual son, my executive pastor, coach, consultant. He's all of that too. Franco Charles, thank you for joining us.
I learned all those titles from you. It's great to be back.
Thank you. Well, guys, it is Monday. Thank God it's Monday, right?
That's
what E.T. would say.
It's a beautiful Monday.
E.T. would say, thank God it's Monday. I'm not stealing, E.T., I'm not stealing your phrase now. I'm just saying. All right, and so we are excited. I pray you had a great weekend. I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope you went to church. We're excited about today because this is episode 25. Wow. Man, episode 25 on July 22nd.
Wow. I can remember when you first started. That was amazing.
Yes. We're moving along, trying, it's really tough to be consistent. And this is not easy. This is not for the faint at heart. This is not for just anybody. You have to be consistent. You have to, prepare and get ready and do what you need to do to make sure that your podcast is successful. And so we're here. I'm not going to get into that. We're here, and we're excited about helping you start your week.
Yes.
There's some amazing people that are watching us today.
Absolutely.
And we want to add value to you and get your week started because we believe the conversation we will have today will be so much information and knowledge and value to help you navigate through your week as you lead the people that are following you. Okay? So that's what we're here for. And so I want to start off by saying trust is the foundation of leadership.
It is.
And we've experienced some distrust among some of our leaders in the body of Christ. And of course, we're not throwing anybody under the bus. We're praying for those leaders and praying for their families and ministries. So, but we want to use what we learn from them to help us and help you, to be better leaders.
Yes.
And so what happens when a leader loses trust?
Wow. That's an interesting question. Again, it's so great to be on, Coach Harrell. I'll tell you right now, it is always a blessing to be here with you. What happens when leaders lose trust? Trust, as you mentioned, is the foundation of anything in life. That could be relationship, that could be in your family, that can be in the area of capacity of leadership.
Yes.
But trust is something that you always want to secure. Because it's not that you can't regain it, but it'll take some time.
Yes. It will definitely take some time to regain trust. And you guys may know somebody who may be experiencing, they've lost trust in, maybe a leader that they were following, a pastor or boss, supervisor, manager. You need to share this podcast with them because it's really going to help them navigate through that distrust.
Yes.
And so trust is that foundation. Trust is that foundation. I believe that trust brings credibility to my leadership.
Yes, it does.
As a leader, it gives me it really, it's not so much, you can go out and get all the degrees you want.
There it is.
You can have doctor before your name.
Wow.
You can have, acronyms behind your name, PhD behind your name.
That's good.
But if you don't have trust,
yes,
then all the schooling and all the money that you spent and all them student loans you got to pay back won't mean a hill of beans.
And you're absolutely correct because most of the time when we're in leadership, whether it be a CEO, which you are, an entrepreneur, business owner, pastor, coach, influence is easy. Trust is not.
Yeah.
If you're a leader, you can easily influence. And influence is neutral, negative, positive, but not trust.
Yeah.
Trust is earned.
Trust is earned. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Y'all need to write that down. I hope you got your pad and pen, some type of electronic device to take some notes. Trust is earned.
It's earned.
It's not given.
Nope. And it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Because
you mentioned the credentials. I know a lot of smart, intelligent doctors. I don't trust them. I won't go get the check over there.
Wow.
I know some amazing mechanics. I don't trust them.
Right.
I'll go somewhere else. I'll take my car to a dealership because of trust.
Right.
And sometimes when we can understand trust at a level that it gives us the space in the lives of people,
yes,
we'll protect it more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so good. It is very serious because even now in our political arena, election is our general election is coming up in November.
Correct.
And we have two candidates that, we're going to be voting for. And my question is, do we trust the candidates that we're voting for?
That's right.
Do we trust when we do our local voting and with our local government, our state government, do we really trust those leaders that are on that voting ballot?
That's correct.
Do you trust them? Do you trust the leader that when you show up at his or her church every Sunday morning, do you trust that leader?
Wow.
Do you trust that leader when you show up on Monday morning and clock in and get your instructions from that manager, the supervisor? Do you trust them?
Right.
And so it's important that really you're not going to maximize of the potential on your life if you're following someone you do not trust.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct. So we obviously we're talking about leadership, but this could be in a whole different sphere of life and living.
Yeah.
You said something that is so great. If you don't have trust, I honestly believe that whoever it is, they will struggle.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that we try to create such a beautiful environment and say, I want the culture to be right.
Right.
But if you just build a culture of trust, could you imagine what will come out of that? People just give themselves over you when you feel trust. So I honestly believe, and I'll say this, trust helps people or help people to become vulnerable.
Right.
To you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's y'all need to write that down.
Like you said, you will always feel it. You'll feel it.
Yeah, you'll feel it. Oh my God. It's trust is an energy. It's an energy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I've stood up before the people at the church I pastor, and I can feel that they trust me.
Yes, sir.
I can feel it.
Yes.
And
you did that during our vision casting. I
absolutely.
During that time.
Absolutely. But I can also feel when someone has been hurt by a leader and they come to our ministry, and I can feel that they don't fully trust me.
Distance.
Right. And I had, Elder Mack, who's one of our elders here at Rebirth Church. He came in one Sunday morning. He came after service. He came into my office, and, he struggled with, putting trust in leadership.
Right.
And he came into my office and and this is all he said. He said, I trust you. And he walked out.
That is a compliment for a
there was
leader
nothing.
to hear.
Yeah, but
how does that make you feel, though?
It made me feel. I felt really good. I felt honored.
Wow.
I felt humbled.
That is beautiful.
But he came in. It was like, I trust you, and then he walked out the door.
Wow. So basically, what he was actually telling you that moment is that the currency that you have earned with me is trust.
Ooh.
And he cashed it in.
So trust is the currency.
Trust is the currency.
Y'all write that down.
Trust is a currency. On any leader or anyone that is wanting to have some type of influence.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely something you will want to pursue, is that
Absolutely,
trust.
man. That is so good.
People can stand in your office and say, I trust you. And I think that's one of the greatest. I would like for somebody to say, man, you're a great leader. We get that all the time.
Right.
Man, you're really a visionary.
Right.
But man, I really can trust you.
I really can trust you. Yeah, and you. I mean, you're so right because people come and say, "Well, man, that was a great teacher, great coach. You're a prolific speaker.
Wow,
you this, you that. You got it going on and a bag of chips." But that don't mean I trust you.
That don't mean I trust you.
Yeah. Oh my God. You want to make sure that who you are fits your business, because your business becomes who you are. And so you want to make sure that you understand who you are, your mission, your vision, and your purpose for your personal life. So my mission in life, I believe that God created me, God put me on this earth to help others succeed in life. That is my mission. That is what I do every day. My mission is to help people succeed in life. And so you have to come up with your mission. You have to come up with your vision for your personal life. You have to come up with your purpose. Should help you kind of find what type of business you like to be in. It's very important that you take your time and do that assessment and make sure that you're in the right place. A lot of of people get into business because your friend is in a business and he or she is making a lot of money, and then you say, oh my God, I'm gonna get in that business too, right? You jump in that business, you don't like that business, but you paid all the startup costs to get in the business, you did all this stuff to get incorporated, you got all your marketing stuff, you spent all this money to get started, and you don't even like the business. But you gotta understand your tax codes, your tax laws. That is so important. And I think sometimes when people go in business, that's the last thing they learn. And if it's the last thing you learn, it's gonna cost you. So I came up with 3 C's.
3 C's.
3 C's that I want to talk to you. So the first one is character. Character. Oh my God.
Wow.
Character. Now, this is just what I believe for me. Now, and I believe this for every leader, but not every leader embrace what I believe.
Right.
I believe that in order to really walk in the level of trust that you need to lead the people that are following you, you have to have the nature and characteristic of God.
That's absolutely correct.
I just believe that because before Christ came into my life and before I had this personal relationship with him, you would not have been able to trust me.
Wow.
I didn't really trust myself. And so now that I enter into this personal relationship with Christ, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. In Galatians, I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ that liveth in me. I'm crucified in Christ. That the things that you would not trust me in has been crucified with Christ.
Yes.
And now the life I live in faith, and I live through the Son of God. I live to represent him well in the earth.
Yes.
And when a person is trusting me, when a person come up and say, even Elder Mack, when he came in my office and he said, I trust you.
That was beautiful.
What he's saying is, I trusted God in you. I see God in you. I see the characteristics of God. I see the nature of God in your life as a leader, and I trust it.
And you were saying it. You're saying it, Apostle, because, and Coach, what you're saying is simply this. That's what I've learned from you. As the executive pastor here, and also you being our senior leader, that's what helps me to do my job.
Wow. And you will always tell me, you said, you make my job easy.
Very easy. If the leader can give you trust, your job will be easy. It's hard to do work for somebody you don't trust.
Right.
Because you always feel like, what's going on?
Right.
But you're so transparent. And what makes you so trustworthy is you articulate the vision well.
Right.
And for me, that's trust. Because most of the time, leaders who don't know how to communicate, and this is the true statement,
right.
Most leaders who don't know how to communicate effectively vision, it's not that they have a character problem or maybe more like a trust problem.
Right.
You don't trust me to give me the details.
Wow.
Give me what I need.
Wow. So it could be the flip side.
It could be the flip side.
That the leader don't even
You're
trust.
holding back on me. You're holding back, but you come and you express. But I always say this, vision operates best in the environment of trust.
Ooh. Y'all got to write that down.
Vision operates best in the environment of trust. Whether it be in the hallway, whether it be in our weekly executive meeting, just feed me information.
Yeah.
And my job is to make it beautiful. So when you trust us and you give the leaders what we need, and you do that all the time, whether it be in our huddle, whether it be our vision casting, and that's what makes what's happening here beautiful.
Yes, and that is so good. That is so good. You have to create that environment of trust.
You have to.
People are very productive in that type of environment. And people will give their money, they will give their time, they will give their talents. Why? Because they trust. And what happens once you trust someone, the next thing is you fall in love with them.
You fall in love with them. and if we could even go biblical, one thing God requires from us, God doesn't just say, give me a relationship. I can't give you a relationship until I trust.
Right.
Or there's trust. He said, if you can trust me, you will want to have a relationship with me. So that's what you create. And I find that the more trust is established, so many beautiful things come out of it.
Yes.
Like you said, trust is definitely the foundation.
Yes, absolutely. So you got to have that character. Character You know, and I tell people all the time, I'm not impressed by how well you can preach and teach.
You say all the time.
How well you can, bring, fire down from heaven and preach to people under the pews. I'm not impressed with that.
That's right.
Now, if you're a man and woman of God, of character, I'm impressed with that.
Yes.
I'm impressed with that because your charisma may get you through the door.
You say that. Yes.
But your character will keep you in the room. Your character will keep you in the room.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So our next C is competence.
Competence.
You got to know what you're doing. Come on, man. If you don't know what you're doing, get some help.
Yeah.
Ask somebody.
Yeah. Skill is the evidence that you have prepared. When an individual takes on a task, you can just tell this person didn't prepare.
Yeah.
It's going to tell on you.
Yeah, it's
so
going to tell.
Competence.
I've been there.
I've been there many times. That's why before I do anything, I'll do a Google.
Right.
I'll do a Google search, y'all.
Right.
I'll do a YouTube search because the best practice any leader can practice is the practice of competence.
Wow.
Because if you show up and you're not sure about something, you just lost trust.
Wow.
So definitely can say.
Got to be competent.
You got to be competent.
You got to be. And the thing that really bothers me is to see a leader who don't know what they're doing and think they know what they're doing.
Oh, I like this. I like what you coined. You said they're a legend in their own
They're a
mind.
legend in their own mind.
That's you said it. That's you said that. You said that.
Yeah.
Coach Tim is the one that actually. Coach Harrell is the person who coined that. A legend in your own mind.
I heard it from somebody else.
Oh, okay.
But
that can be disturbing.
Yeah. So and then when you try to offer them help,
yes, sir.
Their ego won't allow them.
Wow.
And one of the things that I've learned in ministry,
yes, sir,
that in leadership is never about me.
That's right.
So if I'm lacking in something, whether and my ego try to get in the way of me getting the information that I need, maybe I got to sit at another leader's feet to get what I need.
Yeah.
What I do is rehearse in my mind or preach to myself. It's not about you. Wow. It's about those who follow you. Yeah. So put your ego to the side, put your pride to the side, and get what you need so you can add value to the people that are behind you.
That's right.
And so I want to make sure that if I feel as though I lack competence in a certain area, I'm going to go get educated. I'm going to hire me a coach. I'm going to get a mentor. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to go to a conference. I'm going to get something to educate myself, because if I'm following a competent leader, then this leader is always going to elevate. Always going to. And when you got a leader that's elevating, then the follower is going to be challenged to elevate.
They will, absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to be challenged.
And you're so correct about that, because one of the things that you've established here, and of course the content and the reference will always be yourself, is that you spend throughout the year investing in yourself. That creates another level of trust.
Yes.
That now you have individuals that are following you, that they want to emulate, they want to grow.
Right.
And I strongly believe that if the leader is not growing, he will always attract mediocrity.
Ooh.
And not excellence.
Yes.
And even with you having that confidence and that maturity, which was what you're actually saying is it takes maturity.
Yeah, it does.
Because even with my existence here is because your maturity. I'm here because you understood that, listen, man, I just need additional assistance, not help. Yeah. Assistance.
I need an executor.
You need an executor. I hope I'm doing well.
You're doing great.
And that person, that was because of your intelligent choice. That was because of your trust. Not, watch this.
Yeah.
Not in me, but in your purpose.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
You trust yourself so much. You said, man, I got so much. I need help. I need assistance. And most people who don't trust themselves that much will never invest to that level.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
Which brings us to competence.
That's the competence, yes. A leader know how to produce results. You got to be able to produce results.
Wow.
A leader, you have to. You have to. I'm not going to follow anybody who do not produce results.
Wow.
If God gives me something, I put it out there. And I'm not the one who goes around saying, God told me this, God told me that.
You just put it out there.
Yeah, I put it out there. When I know it's God, I put it out there.
Yes, sir.
And I know that that if God tells me to do it, He trusts me enough.
There you go.
That I'm competent enough.
Else He would have never given it to you.
He would have never given it to me.
That's the level of trust.
Yeah, and so we put it out there, and it produces results.
Yes,
it produces results. So we character, competence, and the last one is conviction.
Conviction.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, conviction really is the backbone to my leadership.
It is.
You know, it's you know, when I'm a man of conviction, then I'm gonna always want to do what is right.
Right.
You know,
that's right.
Even when I'm wrong.
Yes.
Even when I make a mistake.
And even if it's not a big mistake.
Right.
Because I remember when we were doing the huddle here every Sunday at 9:15 and you know, you just popped in and y'all going a little too long now. And for me, it wasn't a big deal. But of course, I always want to be in accordance of the time and your flow.
Yeah.
And you came into the main sanctuary and during service, you apologized.
You put it too nice, man. You put it too nice. Okay, I was out of order.
Church terminology.
Right. You know, again, like Franco said, 9:15, there's a huddle with all of our leaders and all the key people in our Sunday morning empowerment experience. And normally I get in after the huddle has started, and I came in and I was focused. I was more task oriented than people oriented. And so I popped my head in there. I said, okay, guys, you guys are running behind. And I looked at Franco and I just clapped my clock, you know, and then because it stopped the whole meeting and everybody looked at me, right? And so when I went in my office, the Holy Spirit convicted me.
Conviction.
Oh my God, the Holy Spirit convicted me. And so I was going to call Franco into my office and apologize to him. And the Lord said, no, don't even call him in your office. Apologize before the people. And so Franco and I, we do the announcements together. We have a great time having fun doing announcements.
Love it.
And so when we started doing the announcements, I said, I need to apologize to you. And Franco was like, what for? And I said, because I disrupted your huddle. I was out of order. And the Holy Spirit convicted me, and I just want to say I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
That was major.
And
that was major.
And because I always want to do what is right, not perfect, because that was an example of not being perfect.
Right.
But even in your imperfection, you can be right.
And you're absolutely correct about it, and that was major for me to see that, because what it did at that moment, it allowed me to just trust more. Yeah. That if a leader is willing to be that transparent, that vulnerable, he's the boss. Yeah. Stop the time. Y'all get out of here. But conviction with the trust allow me to even trust more. Yeah. Yeah. And it does. And it does. And that's so important, you know, to have these characteristics, character, competence, and conviction. As a leader, if you really want to establish trust with people who follow you. That's true. And if you have made a mistake, and you experience distrust with, you know, your people having distrust with you, then you can still make it right. It's not too late to turn that thing around, but you have to put yourself in some type of accountability position. Yes. You have to adhere to someone you trust, giving you instructions on how to handle what, you know, has transpired that caused distrust in your organization. Absolutely. So if you're willing to do that, then you can turn your situation around. You know, don't allow your ego or your pride or all of your accomplishments and your achievements get in the way of you making this thing right before God and before the people you lead. Yes. And that is so important. Very important. we do that. And of course, if you need help, you know, you need someone to talk to, someone that maybe can understand where you are because they've been there, then you need to reach out to me. Absolutely. Reach out to me. All the information is on the screen. You can connect with me. We can have a conversation, and I can, you know, be there to help you in any way I can to navigate through the distrust that you cause with the people that you lead. And also, you know, I'm offering the free 60-minute coaching session. Yes. So if you desire to get the free 60-minute coaching session, you can do that as well. And we're just here because we love helping people. Yes. We love helping people. Our mission is to help you succeed in life, and that is why we're here.
And so take advantage of it.
And people lives are being impacted going through your coaching, the master class. And here's why they would want to make that call. Here's why they want to make that call. How important is your purpose to you? Because in the multitude of purpose, in the multitude of counselors rather, purpose is safe.
Yeah.
I always say safeguard your purpose.
Yes.
With mentors and coach. And definitely, Coach Harrell will definitely ensure that you get the knowledge that you need. Because I went through the master class.
Yes,
and
yes.
it was bomb. Absolutely. The language of the next level leader.
Yes.
Master class.
Yes.
Powerful.
And Franco's so right. You want to, man, God, you want to guard your purpose, man. You want to protect your purpose. That is why you exist. Why would you not want to protect the reason why you exist?
But I can't understand that. I had mentors in my life when I was probably started at 12, but around 18, 19, I really started attracting some great people in my life. And I watched over the years how it protected my purpose, how they were speaking the right stuff. They're in that network. You also have IMAN, for those in different capacity of leadership. I strongly believe that if you really, really value your purpose, you will always secure counselors.
And you will always invest in it.
You will always invest in it. And like you were saying earlier, when you opened up, that's why so many, it's not that they didn't have anybody. Maybe they didn't have anyone to trust.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great stuff today, guys. Great stuff. I pray that you enjoyed our conversation. Franco will definitely be back. He will be one of our frequent guests.
Such an honor.
And just love what God has placed inside of him to share with us. And you can just see how it just flows out of him. It just oozes up out of him.
I say a great host would always bring out the best out of you.
Amen. And so he'll be back, he'll be back. So again, guys, if you love to connect with me, please do that. I would love to have a conversation with you. And if you enjoy the podcast, reach out to me. Let me know. Say, hey, Coach, your podcast every Monday is really helping me navigate through some things in my life. It's getting me unstuck. I'm moving forward, man. I'm starting to dream again. I'm starting to see my vision more clearly now. If this is happening in your life, please reach out. I would love to know that. Yes. Oh, that would be such an encouragement to me, and it will really be a blessing to me to know that. So again, guys, I pray you have a great week. Enjoy your week this week. I decree and declare even right now that everything that you do, what you put your hands to, will prosper. Your ideals will come into fruition. Your dreams will come into reality. I'm not prophesying. I'm just decreeing that over your life on today. And as always, remember this: it's time for you. Say to yourself, it's time for me to live the amazing life. God bless you. See you next week.